my dogs to pet, my plants to water. I have to see what the evil ones are up to in the district. Those who hate people, those who hate plants, those who hate animals. I watch them sneaking off in the morning to put on their disguises, to the baths, to the beauty parlors, to the barbers, but they can't deceive me. And when they come out again with their blonde hair and their false whiskers to pull up my flowers and poison my dogs, I'm there, and I'm ready. All you have to do to break their power is to cut across their path from the left. That isn't always easy. Vice moves swiftly. But I have a good long stride, and I generally manage.
private explained everything. For instance, when he first caught sight of my airplane, he asked, "What's that thing over there?" "It's not a thing. It flies. It's an airplane. My airplane." And I was proud to tell him I could fly. Then he exclaimed, "What? You fell out of the sky?" "Yes," I said modestly. "Oh, that's funny." And the little prince broke into a lovely peal of laughter. Then he added, "So you fell out of the sky too? What planet are you from?"
properly celebrated. The waiter's going to bring out my special champagne.
You know, this all reminds me of one of those enchanted mornings in Arabian Nights when the thieves gathered in the marketplace.
Ah, yes. That's when the robbers in Alibaba are sneaking back into the town for their vengeance. Passing into the city by twos and threes, they all came together to the marketplace at an appointed time. Stories to stir the blood. But my dear bear, before business this morning, tell me a little about yourself.
Well, where shall I begin?
Do you hear, mademoiselle, those musicians of hell?
Waiter, get rid of that man.
He's singing La Belle Polonaise.
I didn't ask for a program. I asked you to get rid of it. As you were saying, Baron?
Well, until I was 50, my life was relatively uncomplicated. It consisted of selling off one by one the various estates left to me by my father. 3 years ago, I lost my last farm. 2 years ago, I lost my last mistress. Now all that is left to me...
Title, sir?
Run along!
So, in short, all that is left to me is my name.
Your name is precisely the name we need on our board of directors.
Very flattering.
Well, mine was a very different experience. I came up from the bottom. My mother spent most of her life bent over a wash tub in order to send me to school. I'm very grateful, of course, but I must confess I no longer remember her face. When I was thrown out of school for the 5th and final time, I decided to go out on my own and see for myself what makes the world go round. I ran errands for an editor, a movie star, a financier. I began to understand a little bit of what life was like. Then one day in the subway, at 16 years of age, I saw a face. My rise in life dates from that day.
Really?
One look at that face and I knew. One look at mine and he knew. And so I made my first 1,000, passing counterfeit notes. Another face got me a nice berth in the narcotics business. And since then, all I do is look out for such faces. Now I'm the president of 12 corporations, director of 52 companies, and chair of the International Board of Combine, in which you have been so good as to accept a post. You looking for something?
Did you drop this?
I never drop anything.
Then this 500-franc note isn't yours.
Oh, give it here.
Are you sure that was yours?
My dear Baron, all 500 franc notes are mine.
Mr. President, I have a question about our new company. Do we plan to exploit a commodity or utility?
My dear sir, I haven't the faintest idea. And at the moment, it's become a trifle embarrassing. I must admit, we are in a little bit of trouble.
The stock isn't going well.
No. On the contrary, the stock is going beautifully. Yesterday morning, we offered 500,000 shares to the general public. By 10:05, they were all snapped up at par. By 10:20, when the police arrived, our offices were in shambles. Windows smashed, doors torn off their hinges. You never saw anything so beautiful in your life. This morning, our stock is being quoted over the counter at 124 with no sellers, and orders are still pouring in.
But what is its vision, its purpose? When?
The city architect's office. On medio dia de hoy. At noon today.
Aujourd'hui?
See.
Je comprends, monsieur.
What is its purpose? What is our purpose, Baron? But within moments of our first meeting, you evoked a most excellent image.
The thieves, Mr. President?
Yes, the thieves, gathering at the marketplace to plot their plots and plan their plans. My dear sir, let there be no question of a purpose, a vision. We are merely two wealthy men having come to the marketplace to talk about getting wealthier. And I must confess, we are in a little bit of trouble.
I was afraid of that.
Oh no, the law is far beneath us. It's no trouble of a criminal kind. My dear sir, our trouble is our marketing. The trouble is, we have tremendous capital, but not the slightest idea what to do with it.
I mean, all these people are fighting to buy stock in a company that has no object?
My dear sir, do you imagine that when a subscriber buys a share of stock, he has any idea of getting behind a counter or digging a ditch? A stock certificate is not a commodity like a tool, a shovel, or a pound of cheese. What we sell to customers is not so much a share in a business, but a view of the Elysian fields. We are poets.
But don't we need some field activity?
Not at all. All you need is a name, a logo.
We have that name?
Only blank space. I've racked my brains, but it just hasn't come to me. Look at that. Just like the answer to a prayer. You see, there's one, and what a beauty.
You mean that girl?
No, not the girl, the face. The one that's drinking water.
You call that a face? That's a tombstone.
A milestone. A signpost. But is it pointing to wheat, steel, or phosphates? That's what we have to find out. He sees me. He understands. He will be over.
And when he comes?
He will tell me what to do.
You mean business is done this way, Mr. President?
Baron, I trust no one. But a face like this, I would trust with my inmost secrets. Though, what's this? A conspiracy? We don't want your envelopes. Take them away. Waiter, what's she saying?
Only Irma would let her.
Irma, who's Irma?
Irma is the waitress inside, sir. Irma is gentle.
Tell that woman to get out of here. What's she trying to say anyway?
She says it's an exceptionally beautiful morning, sir.
Who asked her?
But she says it was a lot better before the gentleman stuck his face in it.
Call the manager!
Mr. President, my heartiest congratulations. What a day, what a day.
Baron Tamar, of our board of directors. My broker. What's happened?
Listen to this. 10 o'clock this morning, the market opens. 500,000 shares issued at par value 100. Quote on right at 124. Start buying at 126, 127, 129. It's going up, up. 132, 133, 141, 121, 121, 121.
No. Any explanation would only confuse you.
At 10:45, we start selling short our currency of the terrorist threat. Market bearish. 141, 138, 132, 124, and it's down to 102. They start buying back to 93. At 11 o'clock, rumors are denied. 95, 98, 101, 106, 124, 141. By 11:30, we've got all that. Net profit 3.5 million francs.
Classical. Pure. How many shares do we reserve for each member of the board?
50, as agreed.
Bit stingy, don't you think?
All right, 3,000.
That's a little better. You get the idea?
I think I'm beginning to get it.
And now we come to the exciting part. Listen carefully.
Here, take it. Please, take it.
Who is this woman? What is this money?
It's my life savings. Every cent. I put it all in your hand.
Can you see we're busy here?
But I beg you, it's my only chance. Please, don't turn me away.
All right. Well,
Arcata, give me a little receipt.
My dear woman, people like us don't give receipts for money, we take them.
Oh, pardon. Of course, I was confused. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What? Again? Why does he keep repeating those two lines like a parrot?
What does he should do? He doesn't know any more of the words, and the song's been out of print for years.
Couldn't he sing a song he already knows?
He likes this song. He knows that if he keeps singing the beginning, someone will turn up and teach him the end.
But tell him to move on. We don't know the song.
Nor do I, my dear sir. Nor do I. And yet I'm in the same predicament. I remember just 2 lines of my favorite song as a child. A mazurka also, in case you're interested.
I'm not.
Why is it, I wonder, that one always forgets the words to a mazurka? I suppose they just get lost in that damnable rhythm. All I remember is, from England to Spain I have drunk, it was bliss.
Red wine and champagne and many a kiss.
Oh God, it all comes back to me. Red lips and white hands I have known, where the nightingales dwell.
Please!
And to each one I whisper my own, and to each one I whisper farewell.
Farewell. This isn't a cafe, it's a circus.
Well,
I need a name.
and I need 50,000
For a corporation. For a woman. Immediately.
before evening.
Something
unusual.
Something
Provocative.
Something practical. Yes.
50,000 cash.
I'm listening.
International Substrate of Paris Incorporated.
That's it. Pay him off.
means what it says. I'm a prospector.
A prospector.
You need a property.
Precisely.
And I have a
Claim?
terrific.
Foreign?
French.
In Indochina?
Morocco?
In France?
In Paris.
In Paris? You've been prospecting in Paris?
For women, no doubt.
For art.
For gold.
For oil.
He's crazy.
Shh, he's inspired.
Oil in Paris?
Impossible.
Not only possible, it is certain.
Tell us.
Paris is the least prospected place in the world. We've gone over the rest of the planet with a fine-tooth comb. And where they say that where we pass, nothing ever grows again. But what of it? You know, the key is water. Because the prospector is addicted to water. And water is the one substance from which the earth sucks out its innermost secrets and brings them to our very lips. And starting around 3 months ago or so, I worked my way across Paris, glassful by glassful, until at last I came to this cafe. And here I took a sip, and my heart began to thump. I took a third and a fourth and a fifth, and there was no doubt that each time I drank, my taste buds thrilled to the most exquisite flavor ever known to a prospector. The flavor of petroleum.
I see.
Phenomenal. No time to waste.
Here I am with the greatest discovery of the age in my hands. Only a few authorities and regulations, and these people stand in my way.
These people?
Have you noticed the glamour of the women, the quality of the sunshine, and the extraordinary convocation of these vagabonds buzzing around? Do you know why that is? Well, they know. It's a plot to distract us, to turn us from our vision. Well, let them try. We gentlemen will get that oil. Mr. President, may I propose a toast?
Waiter, some water in 4 glasses. Hurry. This round's on me.
Are my bones ready, Irma?
There won't be many today, Countess. We had broilers. Can you wait until the gentleman inside finishes eating?
And my gizzard?
I'll try to get them away from you.
If he eats my gizzard, save me the giblets. They'll live with a tomcat who lives under the bridge. He likes a few giblets now and again.
Of course, Countess.
Waiter, ask that woman to move along.
Sorry, sir. This is her cafe.
Is she the manager of the cafe?
This is Chaillot. She's the mad woman of Chaillot.
Mad woman? She's mad?
Who says she's mad?
You just said so yourself.
Look, sir, you just asked me who she was, and I told you. What's mad about her? She's the mad woman of Chaillot.
Call a policeman.
Have you found it, my feather boa?
Not yet, Countess. 3 scarves, but no boa.
It's been 5 years since I've lost it. Surely you've had time to find it.
Take one of these, Countess. Nobody's claimed them.
A boa like that isn't vanished, you know. A feather boa, 9 feet long.
How about this red one?
With my pink shawl and my orange veil, you're joking. Let me see the green. How does it look?
Terrible.
Waiter, I'm making a complaint.
Against who?
Against her. Against you. Against that juggler. Those protesters. That lunatic with their scar. I'll do nothing of the sort. Can't you see the first thing we have to do is get rid of these people? Good heavens. Just look at them. Every size, shape, and color imaginable. It's anarchy. I tell you, sir, the only safeguard of order and discipline in our modern world is to have standardized workers with interchangeable parts. Until then, we should build walls around all our borders.
Yes,
Order, symmetry, balance. But instead, right here in Chaillot, the very citadel of management, these insolent creatures come to insult us with their rampant individualism, with the right of the voiceless to sing, the right of dumb to make speeches, of trousers that have no seats, and bosoms that get about.
Do these people even matter?
My dear sir, whenever the poor are happy, servants are proud, and the mad are respected, our power is at an end. Look at that waiter, that flower girl, and that mad woman. Do I get that kind of service? And suppose I, the president of 12 corporations, and 10 times a millionaire, would just take a glass that was in my buttonhole and start yelling, "Are my bones ready or not?"
Mr. President, you forget where you are. The prospector was just about to propose a toast.
We were discussing my plan, sir.
Yes, your plan. Careful, she's looking at us.
Do you know what a bomb is? An explosive vest?
I'm told they explode.
Exactly. And you see the city architect building over there. That man has stubbornly refused to give me a drilling permit for the limits of Paris and anywhere. And I have tried everything. I've tried bribes and threats and influences. And this man says I'm crazy, and now...
Oh God, what's this one trying to sell us?
Nothing but health, sir. Or rather, the health of the feet. May I present myself? Dr. Gaspard Jardine, French Navy, retired. At present, specializing in the extraction of bunions. Correct. Marshal, the waiter, will furnish my home address. My office is here, second row, third table, weekdays, 12 to 5. Thank you very much.
Your vermouth, doctor?
Ah, my vermouth. How are your godsons, Marshal?
Fine, fine. You better like it.
Splendid. How's the floating kidney? Still afloat? Splendid, splendid. As long as it floats, it can't sink.
This is impossible. Let's go somewhere else.
No, gentlemen, it's nearly noon. Pierre!
Bonjour, Monsieur Foster.
Al mediodía de hoy. Today at noon.
Je comprends.
See.
God, it's these two again.
When you said to me, tell me the story of your life, I was not eager to begin. But when you added, what I care about most is learning your reasons for loving life, then I became interested, for that was a real subject. All the more sense I maintained this love of life, through everything, through infirmity, the terrors of war, and even in Nazi prisons. Never once has it failed to be, not in misfortune or in good times, which may seem easier, but it is not. How does that quote go again? Ah, yes. If there is a sin against life, it consists not so much in despairing as in hoping for another life, and in eluding the implacable grandeur of this one. May we join you, sir?
More vermouth, doctor?
Ah, yes. Vermouth indeed. Vermouth for 3.
Gentlemen, we must have our toast.
Ah, it's as if the world again ends today. A toast!
To our glorious new enterprise.
To International Substrate of Paris Incorporated.
What was that? Clear the way.
Wrong.
Clear the way.
Good God, what's this?
It's Pierre, my agent. What do we have here, officer?
Drowned man.
But he's not drowned. His clothes are dry.
He threw up his explosive vest and was about to jump into the river when I pulled him back. I slugged him, naturally, so he wouldn't pull me down.
Stupid idiot!
You don't think he'll give you away, do you?
What are you doing, officer?
Life-saving, CPR, artificial respiration.
But he said that he's not drowned.
But he thinks he is.
My friend, you're never going to bring him around like that. That's meant for someone who has drowned in water, and he is drowned without water.
Well, what am I supposed to do? It's my first day on the beat. I can't afford to get in trouble. I gotta go by the book.
Listen, it's perfectly simple. You take him back to the bridge where you found him, you throw him in, and jump in after him. You get a medal, but you'll also only be fined for slugging an innocent man.
What do you mean innocent? He was about to explode, and then he was about to jump.
Have you any proof of this?
I saw him.
Witnesses, written proof.
Well, no.
Then quit wasting your time arguing. Quick, before anybody notices, throw him in and jump after him. It's the only way out.
But I don't swim.
You'll learn how on the way down. Before you were born, did you know how to breathe?
I guess.
One moment, please. I don't like to interrupt, but it's my professional duty to point out that medical science has definitely established the fact of intrauterine respiration. So the policeman, even before he was born, he knew how to breathe, but also how to cough, hiccup, and belch. On the other hand, medical science has never established the fact of intrauterine swimming or diving. So, officer, we're forced to conclude that if you dive in, you'll probably drown.
Think so?
Don't listen to that quack, officer.
This isn't a medical matter. It's a legal matter.
He's probably afraid of water.
Well, officially, I'm not afraid of anything, but I always follow doctor's orders.
See? Officer, when a child is born...
And who cares about when a child's born? He's got a dying man on his hands.
Hey! It just so happens I care a lot about when a child is born. It is part of my duty as an officer to aid and assist any woman in childbirth or labor.
That was when the fox appeared. Good morning, said the fox. Good morning, the prince answered politely. Who are you, the little prince asked. You're very pretty. I'm a fox, the fox said. Come and play with me, the little prince proposed. I'm feeling so sad. I can't play with you, the fox said. I'm not tame. Excuse me, said the little prince. What does tamed mean? You're not from around here, the fox said. What are you looking for? I'm looking for people, said the little prince. What does tamed mean? People, said the fox, have guns and they hunt. What does tamed mean? It's something that's been too often neglected. It means to create ties. To create ties?
Officer, quick. 200 lying to the help us. The sidewalk Avenue Wilson.
Lying down or standing up?
You'll need the doctor also.
How beautiful he is. Is he dead, Marshal?
He's alive.
Look. He's opened his eyes.
Oh, how beautiful.
Irma! Irma!
Coming. Coming.
You're looking at my iris. Isn't it beautiful?
Very.
The sergeant was good enough to say it comes to me, but I no longer trust his taste. Yesterday, the flower gave me a lily, and he said it didn't suit me.
It's beautiful.
He'll be very happy to know that you agree with him. He's really quite sensitive. Sergeant!
No, please. Don't call the police.
But I must. I think I hurt his feelings.
Ma'am, let me go.
No, I'll do nothing of the sort. When you let someone go, you never see them again. I let Adolphe Chaillot go, and I was holding him, but I never saw him again. Except once, 30 years later, in the market. He had changed a great deal. He didn't know me. He snatched a melon from right under my nose. The only good one of the year. Ah, here we are, Sergeant.
I'm in a hurry, Countess.
With regard to the iris, this young man agrees with you. He says it suits me.
There's a man drowning in the Seine.
He's not drowning in the Seine. He's drowning right here. Because I'm holding him tight, as I should have held Adolphe Chaillot. But if I let him go, I'm sure he was going to drown in the Seine. He's a lot better looking than Adolphe Chaillot, wouldn't you say?
How would I know?
I've shown you his photograph, one with the bicycle.
Oh, yes. The one with the hair.
I told you 100 times Adolphe Chaillot had no hair. That was a scratch in the negative. What are you doing?
I'm trying to take down the drowned man's name, given name, and date of birth.
You think that's going to stop you from jumping in the river? Don't be silly, Sergeant. Try to console him.
I should try and console him.
When people want to die, it is your job as a guardian of the state to speak out in praise of life, not mine.
I should speak out in praise of life.
Well, I assume you have some motive for interfering with people's attempts to kill each other and rob each other and run each other over. If you believe that life has some value, tell them what it is. Go on.
All right, then. Now look here, young man.
His name is Roderick.
My name's not Roderick.
Yes, it is. It's noon. At noon, all men become Roderick.
Except Adolphe Chaillot.
You're not here to discuss Adolphe Chaillot, Sergeant. You're here to convince the young man that life is worth living.
It isn't.
Quiet! Now, what was the idea of jumping off that bridge, anyway?
The idea was to land in the river. Roderick doesn't seem to be at all confused about that.
Now, how can I convince anybody that life is worth living if you keep interrupting all the time?
I'll be quiet.
First of all, Mr. Roderick, you have to realize that suicide is a crime against the state. And why is it a crime against the state? Because every time anybody wants to commit suicide, that means one less soldier for the military, one less taxpayer.
Isn't there something about life that you really enjoy?
That I enjoy?
Surely, in all of these years, you must have found something worth living for. Some secret pleasure or passion. Don't blush. Tell him about it.
Who's blushing? Well, yes, naturally. I have my passions, like everybody else. The fact is, since you ask me, I love to play bingo. And if the young man would like to join me, when my shift is over, in the back for a nice game with a nice cold glass of beer, if he wants to kill an hour, that is.
He doesn't want to kill an hour. He wants to kill himself. Is this all the police force has to offer in the way of earthly bliss?
Huh? Ah, what do you mean? Paulette?
You're not earning your salary, Sergeant. I defy anyone to stop dying on your account.
Go ahead, if you can do any better. But you won't find it easy.
This is not a desperate case at all. A young man who's just fallen in love with someone who's fallen in love with him.
No, she hasn't. How could she?
Yes, she has. She was holding your hand, just as I'm holding it now. No, Roger, stop.
You see? I told you wouldn't do any better.
No? Let's bet. I'll bet my iris is one of your gold buttons, right? Now, Roger, I know perfectly well why you tried to drown yourself in the river.
You don't know at all.
It's because that prospector wanted you to commit a horrible crime.
How did you know that?
He stole my boa, and now he wants you to kill me.
Not exactly.
It wouldn't be the first time they tried it. But I'm not so easy to get rid of my boy. Oh no, because...
Take it easy, servants.
I'm busy. Save your drowning man.
they can't kill me, because I have no desire to die.
You're fortunate.
To be alive is to be fortunate, Roger. Of course, in the morning, when you first awake, it does not always seem so very gay. You take your hair out of the drawer and your teeth out of the glass. You are apt to feel a little out of place in this world. Especially when you've just been dreaming that you're a little girl home with strawberries in the wood. But all you need to feel the call of life once more is a letter in your mail when you were scheduled for the day. You're mending, you're shopping, that letter to your grandmother that you never seem to get around to. And so, when you've washed your face in rose water and powdered it, you put on your rings, your brooches, bracelets, earrings, and pearls. In short, when you are dressed for your morning coffee, you've had a good look at yourself, not in the glass, naturally, and lies, but in the side of the brass gong that once belonged to Admiral Courbet. Then, Robert, then you're armed, you're strong, you're ready to begin again. After that, everything is pure delight. First, the morning paper. Not, of course, these current sheets full of lies and vulgarity. I always read the Gaulois, the issue of March 22nd, 1903. It's by far the best. It has some excellent scandals, some delightful fashion notes, and, of course, the last-minute bulletin on the death of Leonide LeBlanc. She used to live next door, poor woman, and when I learn of her death every morning, it gives me quite a shock. I gladly lend you my coffee for the few pounds. And so, when you've taken your fruit salts, not in water, of course, no matter what they tell you, it's water that gives you gas, but with a bit of spiced cake, then, in sunlight or rain, Chaillot calls. It is time to dress for your morning walk. This takes much longer, of course. Without a maid, it's impossible to do it in under an hour. But with your corset cover, and drawers, oh, which lace or button in the back.
Go on, Madame. Go on.
So life is beginning to interest you, is it? See how beautiful it is?
What a fool I've been.
Then, Roger, I begin my rounds. I have my cats to feed, my dogs to pet, my plants to water. I have to see what the evil ones are up to in the district. Those who hate people, those who hate plants, those who hate animals. I watch them sneaking off in the morning to put on their disguises, to the baths, to the beauty parlors, to the barbers, but they can't deceive me. And when they come out again with their blonde hair and their false whiskers to pull up my flowers and poison my dogs, I'm there and I'm ready. All you have to do to break their power is to cut across their path to the left. That isn't always easy. Vice moves swiftly. But I have a good long stride and I generally manage. Right, my friends? Yes. The flowers have been marvelous this year. And that butcher's dog in the Rue Bizet, in spite of the wretch who tried to poison him, is friskier than ever.
That dog had better watch out. He has no license.
We come now to the scene of an apparent terrorist attack, foiled earlier today by an unlikely group of businessmen, like plans to drill for oil into the city of Paris. Baron Tamar, can you describe for our viewers what happened here today at Cafe Frances?
Well, as you said, me and my friends were meeting to toast a significant new business venture. A man leapt from the table and rushed us. He was wearing an explosive vest and he was clearly trying to set it off. It was shocking. My friend the prospector, with the help of a passing policeman, only just happened to throw him into the Seine just in time. And he exploded when he hit the water. It's a miracle no one else was killed.
In the wake of this latest violence, protesters have taken to the streets, demanding an end to immigration, to freedom of religion, and to international treaties aimed at curbing global warming. Your comment, Baron Tamar.
Only that I stand with all humanity, and in this dark hour, humanity has the right to be afraid. I have learned today that in order to get rid of evil, we have to get to the bottom of what happened here. And if that means going beneath the surface, the substrate, to dig up and extract all the priceless truth below, well, so be it. Even if we have to raise every building in the city to get what we need.
This dog doesn't seem to feel the need for a license, Sergeant.
The Duchess de la Rochefoucauld's Labrador was getting awfully thin.
She bought that dog full grown from a kennel where they didn't know his right name. A dog without his right name is bound to get thin.
I have a friend who knows a lot about dogs, Olivia.
Ask her to call the Duchess. She receives Thursdays 5 to 7. You see then, Roger, that's life. Does it appeal to you now?
It seems marvelous.
Sergeant, my button.
All right, Pierre, come along now.
I'm perfectly all right here.
I said come along now.
Madame, I'd better go.
No,
Madame, will you oblige me by letting my friend go?
I will not oblige you in any way.
All right, I will oblige you.
Stay where you are. This man is not going to take you away. In the first place, I shall need you in a few minutes to take me home. I'm all alone here and very easily frightened.
Officer, arrest this woman.
What's the trouble here?
She won't let the man go.
Why should she?
It's illegal for a woman to detain a man in the street.
Suppose it's her son who she's found again after 20 years.
Or her long-lost brother. The Countess is not so old.
Officer, this is a clear case of disorderly conduct.
Irma, what is the death mute saying?
She says this young man is in danger of his life. He mustn't go in that man.
And what does she know?
She knows everything.
Countess, between ourselves, what are you holding him for anyway?
I'm holding him because it's very pleasant to hold him. I've never really held anybody before, and I'm making the most of it. And because so long as I hold him, he's free.
All right. I'm going to take your number, officer.
Take his number. It's 2133. It adds up to 9. It will bring you luck.
All right. All right. You move on. Nobody's holding you. You're blocking traffic. Move on.
No, I have your number. And Pierre, you will regret this.
Thank you, Countess.
What have you done? Murdered somebody? Stolen something? What? In any case, that man's mad. Does he really want to destroy the whole neighborhood?
He wants to destroy the whole city. Their machines are already drawn up and waiting. In 3 months' time, you may see the city covered by a forest of derricks and drills.
What are they looking for? Have they lost something?
Oil, Countess. They're convinced that Paris is sitting on a lake of it.
Suppose it is. What harm does it do?
They want to bring it to the surface, Countess.
How silly. Is that a reason to destroy a whole city? What do they want with this oil?
They want to make war.
Oh dear. Let's forget about these horrible men. The world is beautiful. It's happy. That's the way God made it. No man can change that.
Countess, the world has changed.
Nonsense. How could it change? People are the same, I hope.
The people are not the same. The people are different. There's been an invasion from another planet. The world is not beautiful anymore. It's not happy.
Not happy? Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because you live in a dream, Countess. We don't like to disturb you. There was a time where you could walk around Paris, and every person you met was human just like yourself. A little cleaner maybe, or dirtier perhaps, or angry, or sad, but you knew them. Well, one day, 90 years ago, I saw a face in the crowd. A face, you might say, without a face. The eyes, empty. The expression, not human. Not a human face. As it saw me staring, it looked back at me with its gelatin eyes, and I shuddered. Because I knew that to make room for this one of us, must have left the earth. After a while, I saw another, and another, and another. Soon after that, I saw hundreds more. Yes, thousands, millions.
Is this true, Roger?
I'm afraid it is.
Did you know about this, Irma?
Air is different, Countess. You can't trust it anymore. If I throw my torches up too high, they go out.
My flowers don't last overnight anymore. They will.
You should have told me at once. How can you bear to live in a world like this? All we have to do is get rid of these men.
But how can we? They're too strong.
The sergeant will help us.
Who? Me?
There are a great many of them, Countess. The deaf mute knows them all. They hired her once because she's deaf. But they fired her because she wasn't blind. They're all connected like the parts of a machine.
She's right, Countess. They have all the power and all the money, and they're greedy for more.
They're greedy. Then, my friends, they're lost. If they're greedy, they're stupid. If they're greedy, don't worry. I know exactly what to do. Roderick, by tonight, will be an honest man. Juggling your torches will stay lit. And your beer will flow freely again, Marshal. And the world will be safe.
What are you going to do?
Irma, have you any kerosene in the house?
Yes, would you like some?
I want just a little, in a dirty bottle with some mud. It's a manicure if you have it. Singer, go and find Madame Constance.
Yes, Countess.
Ask her to be at my house by 2 o'clock. You may as well tell her that we have to discuss the future of humanity. Ask her to bring her.
Yes, Countess.
And ask her to bring Madame Josephine and Mademoiselle Gabrielle with her. To speak with Madame Constance, you ring twice and meow 3 times like a cat. You know how to meow.
I'm better at barking, Countess.
Better practice meowing on the way. Thanks. Now, find the sewer man and ask him to come right away. And take a letter. My dear Mr. President, I have personally verified the existence of a spontaneous outcrop of oil in the cellar of number 21 Rue de Chaillot, which is at present occupied by a dignified person of unstable mentality. This explains why, fortunately for us, the discovery has so long been kept secret. If you should wish to verify the existence of this outcrop for yourself, you may call at the above address at 3 p.m. today. I am enclosing a sample so that you may judge the quality and consistency of the proof. Waiter, go to the prospector's office and leave word that the president expects to see him at my house at 3.
But this only takes care of 2 of them, Countess.
Did the definite say they're all connected like the works of a machine?
Yes.
Then if one comes, the rest shall follow, and we shall have them all.
If there's anything that I can do, Countess?
There's a great deal you can do in a room no man has been in for 20 years. You can untwist the blinds and let in a little sunshine. You can let the mouse out of the trap. I'm tired of feeding it. Your arm, Valentine?
Valentine?
It's just struck 1. At 1, all men become Valentine.
Permit me.
I hate ugliness. I love beauty. I abhor meanness. It may not seem so grand to some to be a waitress in Paris. I love it. A waitress meets all sorts of people. She observes life. I hate to be alone. I love people. But I've never said I love